Hi guys, it's me, Shonda. I wanted to do a really quick tutorial for you on application removal. Just like it's very important to get a good application, it's also very important to make sure that you know how to take your nail wraps off without damaging your nails. So as you can see, I've already removed one set. So I'm going to show you how to remove this hand. And you can see that my jams are still in really good shape. I do have quite a bit of growth, but these have been on for this is day 13 for me, which is great for me because I do take the nail vitamins, our Boost nail vitamins, and it's amazing how much they make your nails grow. So, but they're also so much stronger than my nails have ever been before. So I'm just going to show you how to remove your jams. So I like to use the Jamberry nail lacquer remover, and it's quite a bit. I've had this for several months now, and I've just really not even made a dent in it. So it does have the cool little pump reservoir, so you can get your little cotton pad, cotton ball, whatever you prefer to use, nice and soaked. So the first thing you're going to do is actually break the seal on the edge of your jams. So you can use either your own natural nail or you can use an orange stick, whatever works for you, but you're just barely breaking the seal all the way around your nail because you want to allow the lacquer remover to get in there. And if you don't break the seal, then really it's not going to do a whole lot of good. I also like to break the seal on the tip of my jams because that tends to be a pretty easy place to start. A lot of people will start from the bottom and work their way up, but I like to start from the top because I don't want to be tempted to peel at my jams. And sometimes when you get right towards the very end of it, you're like, oh yeah, this baby is loose, and you just kind of peel it a little too fast. So go slow. Okay, so I am starting by rubbing my my soaked alcohol pad on the tip of my nail, just barely getting it under that nail wrap. So this is kind of a slow process to start with, but you want slow. Slow is good. Slow and steady wins the race. You do not want to peel your wrap off before it's ready because you will end up taking a little bit of your natural nail layer off with it because that adhesive is still really on there even after 2 weeks. So as you can see, I've really worked my way down. I have quite a bit of it lifted. You can see by the kind of the crease here how much of it I've gotten removed. So one thing that you can do if you are having a hard time getting the cotton pad in there is go ahead and take your orange stick and use the tip of it inside the cotton pad and just kind of rub. So as you can see, I'm just rubbing, and what that's actually doing is breaking that seal, and the lacquer remover is breaking down that adhesive. And so once you're done, you actually will have a nice, clean, sticky-free nail bed to start all over with. So almost done, and like I said, slow and steady. So even though I only have that tiny little piece that's still hanging on, I'm really still just going to rub very well so that I make sure that I'm not taking off any of my natural nail. Okay, so now you can see that the wrap is totally off. I do still have a tiny little bit of kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but I still have a little bit of sticky right here, just because that was the last place that my wrap was. My wrap's all caught up in the cotton. So I'm just going to go ahead and rub that off really well. And as you can see, my nail has no damage to it. Now I do have ridges in my nails. Naturally, I was a nail biter pretty much all my childhood, and so they grow that way. I've tried everything you can think of to get them to not do that, but they grow that way. So now I have my clean natural nail. Now one other thing, if you do not have our Jamberry lacquer remover, it is really, really great stuff, and it has natural oil in it that actually nourishes your nails while you're removing your wraps. You can actually use your regular stuff that you buy at the drugstore, Walmart, wherever. And if you are going to use that, this is the way I used to take my wraps off. I would actually fill this little cup and dip my finger in and then use my cuticle pusher to kind of loosen the edges and let it soak a bit. And then it also made them come off really, really quickly and smoothly. So that's an alternative way that you can take your wraps off. But when I used to do this way, I found that my nails were pretty dry after using the acetone remover. And so then I would always try to leave my Jamz off for a little while and do my cuticle oil and kind of re-nourish them. But with the lacquer remover, I just go straight into putting on my next set. So with that being said, our lacquer remover does have the natural, some great oils in it for nourishment. So even though this is great, you're still going to want to clean your nails off with our actual Jamberry nail prep pads, or you can also get our Jamberry nail prep that comes in the same style bottle. And of course I left mine over here. So same stuff. This I have used a little bit more because I've actually let people come to my house and have parties and different things like that. So I've had this one longer as well. So, but it's actually the same concept. What I'm going to do is take my cotton pad and go ahead and get that good and wet, and then I'm going to actually clean my nails off so that I am removing not only my natural oils from my skin around the area and my cuticle area, but I'm also removing the oils from that lacquer remover. Now, one thing you will notice when you use pads like this, you'll start to find the brand that you like the best that's available in your area. There's different ones at grocery stores, drugstores, Walmart even carries different ones. So you'll find that you might like the ones that maybe are a little more not so fluffy, because as you can see, I have little pieces of wispy that will sometimes stick to my cuticles if I have any raised part that's sticking up. And this coming off like that is not great for making sure that your nails are good and clean, because you'll have those little fibers on there. So here's kind of the difference. I don't know if you can see that or not. This one is the one that was real cottony and wispy, and you can kind of see all that stuff coming off. This one is not so much. It's really smooth, and it has a almost not really quilted look to it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick that up on camera, but it's really a little different. So it seems like it has a finished edge too. So this is actually the kind that I prefer. And believe it or not, I think I actually do get these at Walmart. They're in a sleeve, but it's pink. I don't know. I always throw them in here and then throw the package away. So I can't remember exactly, but I know it's pink. I just don't know the brand. Okay, so now that you've done that and your nails are clean and you don't have any of those cotton fiber wispy things going on, I have decided that I'm going to use this month's Style Box wraps to do my next Jamacure. And the reason is because I love nautical. I've always loved nautical, but it seems like right around this time of year, this is the end of summer. If you're watching this video at another time, I'm recording this at the end of August. And so it always makes me think of the last few weekends at the beach before school starts and things. And so this is actually the Style Box wraps for the month of August. And so you'll see we have the mixed mani, different designs to a sheet, and then the one that's actually the cute little sailboats on it. And what I like to do is actually take the sheet, and you can see that it's see-through on the back. So what you're going to do is match your natural nail to that wrap. So you want to make sure that you don't get one that's too big. It's always better to have it just a little too small and have a gap on the sides than it is to get one that is too large and then it touches skin or cuticle, because that's going to cause your wrap not to stick as well because your skin has more oils in it than your nail, and so it's going to pill up, and that's not what you want. Okay, so after I've measured and I know exactly what fits what nail, and I know mine by heart, I can just sit here and cut them out of the sheet and know exactly what nail it's going to fit. I've decided that I want to do this lighter kind of soft blue and save my navies for later. So what I'm going to do is actually cut them from the sheet and cut into the sheet and cut only the portion that I need. Some people will actually take their orange stick, or you can actually take tweezers, and they will start to peel it up, which this is actually on the application video that Jamz produces. This is their recommended method, that you roll it up and then you either cut it off the sheet so that you maintain your backing, or they'll roll the whole thing up, line it up on their finger, and then cut the portion that's left and stick it back on the sheet, which that's great. I just don't really care about maintaining the backing, and this makes it a little bit easier for me. So, okay, so to show you what I have done, I have actually prepped mine in this way. So I have cut them and lined them up to where this is what fits this hand and this thumb. And then over here, the same goes. So I'm actually only going to do one different design, a floral that's got a navy background that I've been saving for a while. This is from last March. It was the Hostess exclusive, and I love it. But it does have that little splash of that pale blue, and so I'm going to be using that as an accent now. I usually like to accent my, my left ring finger, because that's my wedding ring finger. So it's kind of like my little, you know, call to attention. You know, I'm taken, not like anybody really cares, but it makes me feel like I'm showing my hubby a little extra love. Okay, so I mentioned that I like to use tweezers, and I do. I use tweezers for mine. So I also make sure that I clean my tools with my little cotton pad. And then what I'm going to do, now that I know all of my fingers are clean, except for, of course, the one I'm using to prop up here, is I'm going to lift the backing, like so, peel it away, and then you're going to put it in front of your heater, turn the heater on. I personally like to leave my heater on through the whole application because I do this really quick when I cut them like this. And then it takes me even less time to put them in front of the heater, because once this baby warms up, it takes like 2 seconds in front of the heater. So you can kind of see that I put it in front of the heater and it gets really soft and flexible. See how wavy it is now? And then I'm just going to line it up with the base of my cuticle, not touching any skin, and press it down. You can either use your finger or the rubber end of the cuticle pusher, and just smooth it on really nicely. And then you can either use your cuticle scissors to trim off the excess, or if you're doing this on a hand that's a little bit harder, I'm terrible at cutting with my left hand when I'm doing my right hand, so a lot of times I'll use the nail clippers instead. Now, I do mine a little probably different than a lot of people. I will leave all of them and then trim them all at once. So that way I can do this. Once I've done all my prep, I can actually apply a set of Jamz in about 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. I guess I'm gonna have to time myself and see exactly how long it does take me. So then I just trim them all at one time, and then I'm ready to file. And so yeah, that one looks like it's still barely stuck. There we go. So yeah, now I'm almost all the way down. Now I will tell you that if you do touch skin, you can see right here on this side, my nail kind of bends funny. So I have touched skin here, but that is not actually even going to touch my nail when I trim it off. So my nail is kind of crazy right there. So once I trim it off, then I'm just going to make sure that I'm sticking it only to my nail. You do not want it touching any skin, because if it does, your jams are not going to last you but maybe a couple of days if you're lucky, depending on how oily your skin is. May not even last you a couple of hours because that oil will get in there and just break that baby down. So I'm ready to file and do the other hand. And then I'll be ready to go.